Bunch of friends read it, so I don't think the technical details will matter a lot. So I'll get right down to business. 4 years ago, Dad found out my mom had a lifelong affair. More than one, but that's another story. He knew about a couple of affairs she had in the past and forgave her. Hanging in there for the kids, moving on, yada yada. But that time, 4 years ago, he found out me and my two siblings might not be his kids, considering time of affair. This was the first time we all heard of moms, well, everything really. There was a whole DNA thing, and it turned out my siblings were my dad's, and I was not. Cool, right? So Dad leaves Mom, divorces her, moves out, takes both my siblings with him. Not me, though. I stay behind with Mom, who hits a new low finding herself alone, and we both become pretty much outcasts as far as most of the family is concerned. My older brother was particularly mean to me. We were really tight before, and the crap he did to me, I swear, had I been bigger at the time, I would have punched him hard more than once. I don't want to get into details because I can't, since I could be recognized, but stuff happened and I got DNA again. And as it turns the freak out, DNA number 1 was messed up and I am my dad's kid. Now, I don't need legal advice on this. Grandpa is the man, always had my back. We got a lawyer and are looking to settle. But Dad wants back in my life. Brother is calling and wanting to meet up and talk crap. I don't freaking want to. I want these people out of my life. Mom already forgave everyone. She is going on a date with my dad, and I feel sick, but not my business, right? I wish them both good freaking luck, but I want none of it. Only nobody leaves me be. I keep hearing that they're family, and I ought to hear them out and give them a chance, or I'll regret it later. And that the only reason I won't talk to them is because I'm a teen and stupid, or some other shitty explanation. So give me some perspective here, please. Do I sound unreasonable when I say, thanks, but hell no thanks? Update 1. Thank you all for the advice, but I decided to go with my grandpa's, which was kind of the same most of you gave me. And I'll be standing my ground. I've been really annoyed lately because a lot of people around me keep saying I'm a crazy teen and I'll regret it. But Grandpa made a point that I need to stop trying to decide how I'll feel in the future. Because truth is, you can never know. You have to make decisions now, based on feelings and info you have now. Not based on feelings and info you might have later. Right now, I'm disgusted by Dad and brother. I want nothing to do with them. I don't trust them. And I even think there is a chance they might be doing this, reaching out, just for optics and money. If my feelings change, I will deal with that when they do. Cross the bridge when I get to it and all. I wasn't really going to post an update on this because I don't see the point. My story is kind of over, but something happened yesterday and I wanted to share. So I decided to stand by my hell no, I don't want to talk to them. I'll be moving to another city soon and decided to change my number. Grandpa is the only one who will be having the new one. I asked him not to share and I know he won't. He is a retired cop, so he's really badass and has zero patience for bullshit. My new number is safe. He called my mom and told her that from now on, if anyone wanted to reach me, they'd have to go through him. So Mom showed up at his place. I've been living with him for a while. And tries to talk to me. But Grandpa says she has to talk to him first, so he can decide whether she is allowed to talk to me or not. LOL, so Mom goes insane and starts telling him that it's none of his business and that this is between me and my dad. So Grandpa goes something like, if anybody shows up at my lawn to disturb the boy, I'll get the cops, a restraining order, and a shotgun. It goes on for a while until Mom says I'm not the only family Grandpa has, and that by doing this, Grandpa is pushing everyone away and splitting the family. He has other grandchildren. Why is he picking just the one? And so on. So Grandpa hard laughs and tell her that through no fault of his, this family blew up long ago, and everyone just grabbed a piece of what was left and ran for it. He looks at me and says I'm his piece, so he's not letting go and freak it. I was feeling like laughing up to this point because Mom was going crazy and all, but when he damn said that, I broke. Mom left after a while and I just hugged my old man like life depended on it. And he just said something like, enough now, no need for that. I'm your family. Family doesn't leave. You remember that when you have one of your own? And I damn will. Before I forget. Some people were asking about what my siblings were like. Well, my older brother stole. Took crap that was mine or supposed to be mine. He lied to me and about me, and not the innocent kid who lied, but screwed up that ruined relationships I had with friends, family, even a girlfriend I cared about. He was a huge bully for years, even hit me once. Mom said he's going through a lot too, and Dad couldn't care less and just protected him. Grandpa told him if he ever hit me again, he would break brother's teeth. I guess he believed him, because he never touched me after that one time. Younger brother is cool. I'd rather not talk about him here. Another edit. I read the comment section to Grandpa. I had to explain what OG is, and he now wants to watch Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul LOL. But we thank you for all the love. Reading the replies on my first post, he just said, "The internet is very smart." Reading the replies on this update, he got a little emotional and left saying he had stuff to do. But he got a beer, came back, and asked if there were more people saying stuff. The comment comparing him to Clint Eastwood made his day. Thanks for the love, guys. Update 2. It is an act of God that I still remember the password to this throwaway, but damn, guys. People, you are not going to believe this. I don't believe this. The lab didn't make a mistake on my results. What they did is they mixed the results of all children. I am my dad's bio son, but my older brother is not. Which is damn weird because he looks like Dad. Maybe Mom has a type. Turns out it was his lab result stuff, whatever, with my name on it. He will be triple checking it now with another lab. But, I mean, damn, the settlement has a confidential disclosure clause. Something on details, so I will not be speaking about this. Ever again. Because it's damn good money, so shush. But I had to share this because freaking LOL. If anybody is keeping score, I now believe in karma. Top comment, somebody said, I will never understand parents who can raise a child for X years, 14 in this case, and then just cast them aside because they aren't blood related after all. Way to punish the innocent party. I find that sickening. Yes, there is some sympathy for partner betrayal, but abandoning a child that has seen you as dad their whole life? That's pretty terrible. A commenter, a friend of mine is a great dad to his baby mama's 4 kids. Only one is his, they never married, and he knocked her up when he was 18. He managed to get full custody of his son, but he takes them all on camping trips and crap because they're his kids' brothers. Never was any question that any of them were not his. They broke up at 19 and never hooked up afterwards. Might help that he's adopted, so he just doesn't put as much stock in blood relation. Also, the other boys' fathers are all pieces of hell. He had to work to stop the younger 3 from calling him dad. The youngest, not his kid, is his favorite. His actual son is starting college soon, but he still goes over to his ex's to fix things and keep up the yard for the kids' sake, even though he absolutely hates their mother now.
I have been with my boyfriend for 3 months now, so it's pretty new. So far, everything is going well, except this tiny little detail. He has this teddy bear. Let's name him Teddy. Teddy has always been a part of my boyfriend's life. He got him for his birth, and when at around the age of 5 or 6, or whatever age is the appropriate age to remove a teddy bear from a child, his parents tried taking Teddy away from him. He screamed and cried so loud without stopping, they ended up giving up. So he kept Teddy with him his whole life. He mentioned Teddy to me pretty early, about a week after us being together. He showed me pictures of him, and I found it cute at first. He had plenty of pictures of him in different situations. Him with a mug, him laying in bed, him studying. I truly found it adorable, since I thought it was just a joke really, and didn't think that Teddy was such a big part of his life. The more we got to know each other, the more he started mentioning him. He'd often make jokes about him. When he had to come back to his flat, he'd say, I have to come back. Teddy is waiting for me. And then later he'd text me, okay, I put Teddy to bed, so now I might go to sleep as well. I don't want to wake him up. Again, a little weird, but cute still. But he really started talking about him constantly, always linking what we were doing to him. Oh, I wish Teddy was with us to see that. Teddy doesn't really like people, so I won't take him with me for this party, etc. He'd send me selfies with him at least twice a week. He also sometimes said weird stuff like, whenever we watched a sensual scene in a movie, he'd say, that's what me and Teddy do when we're alone. Or when I asked when he lost his virginity, he answered, oh, I lost it with Teddy a few years ago. They were jokes that made me uncomfortable. He always seemed to consider him as a baby, his son, his brother, so him being sensualized was extremely weird for me. I told him then that it was weird, and he just laughed, but I don't think he took me seriously. About a month ago, I told him I was okay with him bringing Teddy when he was staying around my flat. I could see it was making him sad to leave him, and also was very curious to finally see him in person. I can't go to my boyfriend's flat. There are rules that are strict. He can't invite anyone. So that day, I drove to his flat, and he went with all his stuff and Teddy. When he got in the car, he pulled him out from his bag and had him give me a kiss on the cheek. When we drove, he opened the window and put Teddy out of the car, a bit like a dog would. He said it was rare for Teddy to travel like that, and he could feel that he was happy. Teddy smells a lot. My boyfriend hasn't washed him in 12 years. For the rest of the car drive, he hugged him and gave him kisses. He has a weird twitch, where he just compulsively pats the back of Teddy. It makes a weird sound because Teddy used to be able to play music when you pressed his belly. He always rubs Teddy's clothes in between his fingers. You can guess that Teddy is in a pretty bad state. He used to be red, and now he's just gray. When we're together in bed, he always puts Teddy's mouth on my mouth, and I always avoid it as I find it disgusting, and I told him that I hate it, but he doesn't listen. He always tries to have Teddy touch my boobs or my arse. When we make love, I often end up finding him in between us, and every time I throw him away, my boyfriend says, "Oh no," he likes to watch, in a joking way. He often mentions us having a threesome with Teddy, Teddy being great at licking, and them always doing kinky stuff together. Now, I'm not an idiot. I know communication is important. I tried talking to him so many times, sometimes in a joking way too, so he doesn't feel attacked. Like once, I asked who would he choose if he had to choose between me and Teddy. He said Teddy. But also so many times in a serious way, I told him I didn't like when he was rubbing Teddy on my face and body. I told him I found his relationship with him way too intense and weird, but every time he didn't take it seriously, made jokes, and never truly told me what he thought. I should mention that he is like that for any serious conversation. All he does is make awkward jokes, and he never tells me how he feels. He said I love you first because he was drunk. This is becoming hard to handle. I have been away from him for 2 weeks, and was kind of relieved I wouldn't see Teddy anymore. But all he did was send pictures, and whenever I asked him, "What are you doing?" or "What did you do today?" his answer was, "Playing with Teddy." Today he told me I was perfect, which was a first, and I sure didn't expect that. He doesn't give a lot of compliments. When he said that, I said, "Really?" And his reply was, "Actually, no, Teddy is perfect. You come way after him." I just gave up and didn't reply. I have 3 questions. 1. Am I overreacting? Am I the one not being tolerant enough? Am I some boring girlfriend who can't welcome some childishness in her couple? 2. What should I do? Should I let him live his life with Teddy? Should I ask him to make a real choice? Should I ask him to just stop the sensual jokes? Like, who am I to ask such things? I don't know. Is it my place to tell him to stop being so weird with his teddy bear? And 3. How do I get him to finally talk to me and take me seriously? Update: I did not expect to get that many replies. I woke up to a crazy amount of messages, so thank you all so much. Now you all really scared me as freak. I need to see him today, so I will tell you how it went. I'm not sure what to do yet, but I'll definitely have a serious talk with him. I'll try, and then depending on his answer, I'll either give him a chance or say goodbye. Top comments. Seriously. What the freak? I've been married for a couple years, and as an average-looking woman, I ran into my fair share of weird dudes while dating. But what? If I had told my girlfriends even a light version of this dude's behavior, they would be holding an intervention for me to get away from him as soon as possible. Even if this was only a strange, immature coping mechanism, it's still not acceptable. The fact that he has strongly implied that he uses Teddy as a masturbation aid, what? I love my husband, but if he started carting around a pocket pussy and made me kiss it, touch it without my consent. If women like Original Poster exist, who are willing to put up with shots like this, barring you being some kind of Ted Bundy weirdo, I also have no idea why you're single. So, I'm pretty sure I used to be friends with this dude on Facebook and ended up blocking him. He had several profiles, one for Teddy, and would harass the hell out of women, then blame it on Teddy. He told one of my friends he hopes she gets raped, and then blamed it on Teddy and tried to re-add her on a different account. He has a comic, novel, or something he's working on about him and Teddy, and he makes the girls who block him or get upset with him the villains they defeat. If it's the same dude, he's out of his freaking mind, and you need to run. Edit. I didn't want to unblock the guy's profiles, because I have to wait 48 hours to block him again, and he scares me, but I found one of his many profiles that seems to be abandoned. He uses an alias, so I don't know if original poster would recognize the name. However, his profile is full of photos of the creepy old bear, so maybe she'll recognize the bear. This is Teddy. I certainly hope there's not two of these creepazoids running around. This particular dude has a crime scene photo of a dead rape victim laying face down in a field as his cover photo, so if it's the same dude, she needs to bail, change her phone number, and move. Update. Next day. First of all, I'd like to say thank you to you all. I did not expect to get that many comments. I'm safe for those who were worried. You all really scared me though. I had many questions that were asked, so I'm quickly going to reply to the ones I saw the most often. Why are you with this guy? Are you insecure? Why are you standards so low? Etc. I obviously didn't write down his nicest description. Apart from this weird teddy bear fetish, he was a completely normal guy, with friends, going to parties, studying, and so on. He is quite the popular guy, in fact, even though I don't care about this kind of thing. He took me on dates and made me feel special. I really thought he was a keeper. At the beginning, him being a little childish didn't bother me. I myself have stuffed pets, and even though they're in the cupboard, I used to love them as a kid. That's when he started sensualizing his bear and involving me in it that I freaked out. The problem is, it's so hard to tell when he's joking or not. He constantly makes jokes. That's why I never could tell whether I was overreacting or not. Is he just joking, or does he mean what he says? However, the one thing I really didn't see coming, and you guys helped me realize it, is his lack of respect towards me and my boundaries. Sometimes it's easier to see from an external point of view. This whole time, I was too focused wondering whether it was normal or not for me to feel uncomfortable, and I didn't realize that not once did he help me feel more comfortable, despite me telling him how I felt. Thank you a lot, because that's the one thing you all really helped me for. I would have probably taken more time to realize it on my own, even though it now looks obvious. About the guy who said he knew him, abortion lasagna. Unfortunately, it wasn't him. Thank you so much for your help though. Run away. He's going to end you. He's a psychopath, etc. Although his behavior is extremely weird, I don't see him hurting anyone. But obviously it's easier for me to tell since you all had to base your opinion on what I said. He doesn't match the psychopath personality at all. I'm not allowed to visit him because he lives in a private home. A person hosts him in one of their bedrooms, and this person doesn't allow any visit. It is weirdly strict, yes, but it's believable, and I've seen his sister once who confirmed that she couldn't visit him herself. One thing is sure though, although he may not hurt anyone, he seems to have serious problems, and I'm not sure I can handle it. It's fake. It looks like the movie Ted. I know it all looks surreal, but it is true. I have multiple pictures of Teddy if some of you are interested. I know a lot about Teddy's past because my boyfriend won't shut up about him. That's why I know the movie Ted, but I have never seen it, and my boyfriend actually suggested that we could watch it like a month ago. Burn Teddy, make him disappear, etc. Haha. Thank you. I did think about it a lot. I often hide him when he brings him in my flat, so I know exactly where he is, and so my boyfriend doesn't think about him. He always ends up looking for him though, but still, it gives me a break. What did you do in the end? I was meant to see him today, so I picked him up and we drove to my flat. Of course, Teddy was there, and when he came in the car, my boyfriend had him give me kisses and stuff. I said, "Stop please," in a cold way, and he stopped. I said we needed to talk, and he listened because I started crying. I thought it would be hard for me to start talking, but since I was so stressed with all your comments, I just broke down and cried. I told him how I needed him to stop with Teddy, that he needed to stop being so close and dependent on him, that Teddy shouldn't come to my flat anymore. At first he was silent, but then he said he didn't understand why I was so uncomfortable with it, that he was purely joking, that he knew Teddy wasn't real, and that it was hurting him to see that I thought he had a problem. I was extremely disappointed by his reaction and just told him I needed a break. I drove him back to his flat, and that's where I am now. Everyone is saying the post is deleted, and I have no idea why. It wasn't deleted before. The original post is available in the comments. It's quite easy to find. Thank you to you all for your support. I realized there was a confusion. No, I'm not in his flat. I'm home and safe. Tonight I'll sleep at a friend, so she and I can talk about it, and I'm never going back with him. He sent me terrible messages all night, which convinced me to never get back with him. Thank you again for helping me, and have a nice day, X. I'll send a picture of Teddy for those who want one in a bit, but I have to get ready for school first. Don't worry, the face of my boyfriend won't be shown.